Yeah, hi everyone. So in this session, we are going to discuss about the enterprise structure. Okay, so the one of the most important core part of the sales and distribution here. Okay, yeah. So before we get into the particular transaction or business cycle or whatever, so this enterprise structure plays a major role here. Okay, this is a super important core part here because almost like think like we are just going to construct a house. Okay, the construction of house needs a proper basement, right? The paper foundation is required, so that foundation we are going to make it on this particular enterprise structure. Okay, this is just a foundation. So with this foundation only, so we can able to make our particular cycle and everything to be stronger. Okay, so there are a number of elements which is included on this particular enterprise structure. We need to analyze that, okay, each and everything very detailedly. Okay, so then we are going into the system for the first time. Okay, yes, so till now we have not seen in the system, right? We are just entering into the system and we are going to work further everything on the system only. So we are not going to do any theory part over here. Okay, yes. So first let me explain you about this particular structure and all these things. What is this and what are the elements? You can see a lot of elements inside this. Okay, right? You can see a lot of elements. Okay, so let me explain that clearly, so then we can go into that. Okay, so first let me take this particular flow separately. Okay, so let me go for it. Okay, so now you can able to see, okay, this is actually the flow here. Okay, so in this flow, okay, so let me zoom in. Okay, yeah, so here you can able to find, okay, what are all the elements, okay, so we need for the sales. Okay, so you can see, okay, this is actually our structure. Okay, our structure is actually this one. So this is actually our structure. Okay, so you can see this is actually the structure. Then what about the other things? Okay, what about the other things? Why the other things also it is being connected? Because these all things is connected in terms of integration. Okay, in terms of integration, or this is another departments, okay, other modules elements which is connected for, so the helping case here. Okay, that all things we can see later. Okay, so we have a scope on that. Okay, so before that we need to be very clear about our element here. Now this is all the elements. Okay, I just marked down, right? So within this, what are the elements we have? These are all the elements here. Okay, so in this you can able to see that for an example. Okay, so the first thing is we need to have about the sales and distribution. Okay, this sales organization here, sales organization is leading the show. Okay, so sales organization. Second thing is a distribution channel, and third thing is a division, and fourth thing is a sales area, and next one is a sales office, and next one is a sales group. So totally we have 1 2 3 4 5 6. So totally 6 elements we have for constructing this. Okay, so enterprise structure of sales and distribution. Okay, so we need to have, so almost 6 elements we need to have this particular, okay, so enterprise structure to be done here. So that is the condition here. Okay, so first we need to understand what is the 6 elements. Okay, let me just explain this all the elements one time briefly, so then we can go into the system. Okay, so doing this is not an easy task. Okay, so but we need to understand, okay, the thing, okay, what is this, or actually why this is used, what is the purpose, we can go for it. Okay, so then only we are going into the system and we are going to create this enterprise structure here. Okay, so let's list down all these things here. Okay, yes, let's have this one. Okay, so let me take a fresh page here. Okay, so let me take a fresh page. Okay, what is the first one here? The first one is a sales and distribution, right? So let me, okay, so let me have like that. Okay, so the first thing is okay, sales organization. Okay, the first thing is the sales organization. Okay, and what is the second thing? Okay, so it is a distribution channel. Okay, so it's a distribution channel. Okay, I'll write all these things, then I will explain. Okay, so the next thing, actually we have a division here, so you should have a division on this particular part. Okay, so and what is the third one is, so actually the fourth one is, okay, it is a sales area. Okay, we are going to have the sales area over here, and the next one we are going to have the, okay, so sales office. Okay, we are going to have the sales office, and finally we have a sales group over here. Okay, so these all the elements. Okay, these all the elements. Okay, so we have in SAP, okay, so SD, to have this particular foundation here. If these elements are created and this can be connected with a particular format, okay, that will become the structure for the sales and distribution. Okay, so first we need to understand what are these elements here. Okay, you need to understand about these elements. What are these elements? You need to have a clear idea. So then you can able to understand the other things here. Right. So let's go for the sales and distribution here. So the first thing is the sales organization here. So what is the sales organization? The sales organization is nothing but, okay, so it is not a physical entity. Okay, it's not a physical entity, but it is considered as a physical entity, because the sales organization is nothing but from where the sales is happening. Okay, so from where the sales is happening, so that point is a sales organization. So normally the sales will start from the plant, right? In the plant, okay, you have a plant, you have a factory, so that factory only you will produce, and from there only you are going to sell the product to the customer. So that plant is equal to the sales organization here. So how we have the plant, the same like you have the sales organization also. But the sales organization is not a physical entity, we are not considering that, but it is equal to the plant. Okay, so you can just say that, okay, so the sales organization is a place of sales. Okay, the place of, okay, sales, okay, where the sales are happening. So that place of sales is the particular sales organization. So it will considered as a physical entity. Actually it is not a physical entity, but it is considered as a physical entity because it is actually happening from the plant. So whatever the plant address and all these things you are giving, so you are going to give it for the sales organization also. So it will become like a, okay, so the physical entity. Okay, right. And second thing, it is actually the distribution channel here. Okay, so the second thing is a distribution channel. What is a distribution channel? Distribution channel is nothing but, okay, so what is the medium of sales? Okay, already I just explained you. Okay, so yes, in the particular thing here, okay, the distribution channel is nothing but it's a medium of sales. Okay, it is nothing but the medium of sales here. Okay, so medium of sales in the sense through which medium you are going to sell your product. Okay, through which medium you are going to sell your product. Maybe you are going to sell, okay, so through online, okay, through offline, or through e-commerce way, or through wholesale, or through e-tail, whatever the medium of sales you have, so that you are going to have it in the distribution channel. Okay, that is what it is called as a distribution channel. Okay, so we call it as a medium of sales. Now the third one is a division. Okay, so in division the people will get confused. Okay, division means also whether we need to divide the sales department or the something. No, it's not like that. Okay, the division is completely the product division. So we are going to consider the product division here. So why we need to consider the product division here is very simple, because we are going to sell only the product. So we are going to sell the product, right? We are going to sell the product. For that, okay, so we are dividing the product into a division. So maybe you are going to sell the gearboxes, so gearbox division. You are going to sell the engine division. You are going to sell the sensor division. Like that, you are going to divide the sections. So that is very easy. So we can able to divide that. Okay, I'll just explain this. Okay, so with this three, we can able to make one very detailed strategy. Okay, so using these three things, that is called as a sales area. The sales area means, don't think like that. Sales area means it's denoting a location. Okay, from this location, from that location, it is not like that. Okay, the sales area is nothing but it's a combination of, okay, the sales organization, okay, plus the distribution channel, okay, plus the division here. Okay, this is a combination of these three will be considered as the sales area. So this will give a very good strategy for a company. Okay, so in which organization, for an example, organization you just consider as, for an example, it's a Tata group of companies. So Tata group of company is a place, okay, where we are going to do that one. So Tata group of companies. The Tata group of companies may have different distribution channels and different product lines. So they can able to make a proper strategy in this one organization. Okay, so if you are selling in online, which product will go good in online? Okay, so I repeat again. So in organization, for in Tata group of company, okay, in certain region, okay, just look into the region, okay, so and go for the online. Okay, you are going to sell some products on online. Which product will go good in online, that you are dividing in the division part? Maybe the sensor, okay, the sensor is going good in online, but the same thing if you sell in wholesale or retail, it is not going well. So what you can do, you can able to restrict the sensor only for the online. Okay, you can able to assign only this combination to that particular product. So very simple here. So like that you can able to restrict. What will happen, okay, that will give us a very good strategy. This product can be sold only on this particular platform. This particular product we can able to store in this particular platform. So we will get some better idea. Okay, we'll get some better idea and what will happen in the sense. Okay, so that will give a very good strategy. So we will not, okay, so do any wrong strategy and will lose the opportunity. So we will get it very properly. So the sales area plays a very major role. Okay, right. Then we are going to have it for the sales office here. Okay, so what is the sales office we are going to have here? So sales office is nothing but, okay, so maybe we are having a plant, we are having a factories. So maybe in one plant, one unit in Pune and one is in Mumbai. Okay, maybe that is a manufacturing plant, okay, where it is manufactured, and from there itself we can able to sell the product. Okay, it's fine. Okay, so but what about the sales office? Sales office is nothing but, okay, the place, okay, so where you can able to, okay, so just maintain your sales territories. For an example, so you may have the plant in Pune and Mumbai, but you can able to locate your office in everywhere in pan India, right? You can able to have it in the pan India or worldwide. You can able to have this one. For an example, you can have it in Chennai, you can have it in Kolkata, you can have it in Delhi, everywhere. You don't need to have a very big presence here. You can have a small office and you can have a team. So that kind of small office you can able to have like this. For an example, maybe I'll just put here, okay, so maybe the Delhi is one office. So there is no manufacturing, there is nothing is happening. Okay, so you have an office there. So maybe if you have any customers nearby Delhi, so this office people will take care of that, like that. Okay, and finally, what is the sales group? So the sales group is nothing but, okay, the people who is working for this office. Very simple. So now we have a Delhi office. Okay, maybe the group can be two groups. Okay, so we can able to put Delhi, okay, so north, and I'll put, okay, so Delhi south. Okay, I'll just put like that. Okay, Delhi north and Delhi south I will put like that. So what will happen here? So Delhi north and Delhi south. So what will happen? So these are two group of peoples. Okay, one group is for the north and one group is for the south. There is a group of peoples who are available here. Okay, so with that what they will do? So they will all report to this one office. So they will all report to this one office. So with that, so we can able to get some proper information and we can able to move on. Okay, so this is actually the organization. These are all the elements. So with this element only we are going to build an enterprise structure here. Okay, so now we got a clear idea about this all things individually. Okay, so now we can make an example. Let's make a real-time example. Okay, so just don't want to go with some cloud names here. Okay, just have a real-time names. And just we can create one model simulation for a project, then we can apply the same thing in the live system. Okay, let's do that. Yeah, okay, I'll just copy this completely and I'll take a fresh screen again. Okay, yes, let me have the fresh screen. Yeah, okay, so now the same thing. Okay, now the same thing, so but we are going to have it on a different way. Okay, the first thing, the sales and organization. The sales and organization is where the place of sales is happening, or you can be able to say the representative of sales. Okay, the sales department, that's sales organization, is a representative. It's not a person, but it is a representation. Okay, so we can give a name. So what is the name we can give? So Tata. Okay, so Tata, I'm just giving us Tata. Okay, so Tata sales organization. Okay, right. Okay, now it is done. So just making it very clear, because before you go into the project, so the same thing you will do it here. So the same thing I'm just reflecting here. Okay, because without putting on this, okay, it is very difficult to get into that. Okay, in the same project, in the live project also, you will be having a blueprint. Okay, so the blueprint will have all the statements, what are the things you want to do. So that is what you are going to do. So same like prepare the document and do, so that will be super easy. Okay, now it's time for the distribution channel. What is the distribution channel we have? It's a medium of sales. Okay, so we can create some medium of sales, maybe 2 or 3. Okay, so maybe I'll just put, okay, so it can be through online sale, or it can be okay, so retail sale, or it can be a wholesale sale. So like that I can able to put. Okay, so these are all the distribution channels. Maybe you have a dealers, or if you have wholesalers, like that, anything you can able to put through which medium the product is going to sell. Very simple. Okay, and next, coming for the division. So division is nothing but the product division, we know about that. So what is the products the company have, so you have to divide based on that. Not all the companies will have the same product, right? So you should be very specific about the products. Okay, so what are the products they have divided and they have grouped. Okay, in the top level, don't go in the medium, so in the bottom level. For example, they have 5-6 varieties of gearbox. Okay, the all 5-6 varieties, don't create it as a division. That is wrong practice. So gear division, that's it. So whatever the variety of products inside the gear will come under that division. Okay, that's it. Okay, so but don't want to go with the bottom level. Always in top will be on the top level. Okay, so maybe I'm just putting that. Okay, so maybe I'll put, okay, so gear division. Maybe I'll put the engine division, like that. Okay, I'll put 2 divisions over here, just an example. Okay, so now these things are ready. Okay, so now the distribution channel is ready, and you have this particular divisions over here is ready. Okay, now these 3 things are ready now. Now it's time for going into the sales area. So sales area, you can able to make any combination of this. Any combination of this you can able to make it up. So for an example, I will show you. So just 1 or 2 combinations you will be getting that. For an example, what it is mean by sales area, it is a sales organization plus distribution channel plus division. So that is a combination of the sales area. Right, now we can able to define. Okay, so maybe the first combination. So the first combination, I'll just put this one. So maybe, okay, the Tata, okay, sales organization, okay, plus, okay, online, okay, plus gearbox. This is one combination. Okay, in this Tata organization, okay, so if you want to sell in online, so only gear you can able to sell. Okay, I'm restricting that. So this is the actual strategy. Okay, same thing, I'll just put like that, because some names Tata, okay, sales organization, okay, so plus, okay, so the retail. Okay, so you want to make it as a retail. Okay, you can able to put this engine here. So engine can be sold in retail. Okay, so again the same combination. Okay, so Tata sales organization, okay, plus, okay, so again the same retail. Okay, so same retail, you can put it on the gearbox also. Sometime you can able to sell it in retail also. Now the retail is getting boom. So if you sell the gear also, it will go good. So you can able to make it. So like that, you can able to make n number of combinations over here. N number of combinations over here. Okay, so this is how it can be treated. Okay, you can have n number of combinations, and this makes a strategy, and this is how the product line, okay, the product divisions has been, okay, so classified. Okay, right. Now coming into the last one, okay, but not least, but the sales office and sales group will not be much important for enterprise structure. Okay, it's not like very important for this enterprise structure here, because in the live transaction also we are not using it much, but for the information. So for the information, which customer, which office is going to take care, which customer, which group of people is going to take care. So like that information analysis, so we can use this one. Okay, so the sales office can be any office here. Okay, that's fine. So we can make it the same thing. Okay, I'll just make it same Delhi, and I'll just put the grape as same north group and south group here. Okay, so this is more than fine. Okay, this is more than fine. Okay, with this we can able to go for it. Okay, so now what we need to do, now we have all the elements over here. So now we have all the elements, right? You can see all the elements are over here. So now all the elements are over here. So now we are ready for the launch. Now we are ready for the launch. Okay, so now we are ready for the launch. We have all the data. See, always when you're practicing this, just have the data and practice, or else you will just get confused. Because the configuration will be like a myth. Okay, so it will be like a maze. Okay, so you cannot able to go and go and get the fine direction here. Okay, until you have a target. So always have a target and just go there. So you will be getting a better understanding and you will get the result very soon. Right? Yes. So now we have a target here. So with this target, we are going inside. Okay, so we'll be getting that. Okay, let's get into the system here. Okay, so the first time we are going to start the configuration from here. So this is a very important configuration we are getting into that. Okay, so let's get into the system. Yes. Okay, so let me get into the system here. Okay, so we are in. Okay, so now we are going to give the T code. So we are entering into the configuration for the first time here. Okay, so let's have this configuration. What is the configuration here? So to enter into the configuration. Now we are in the back end. So now we are in the front end, right? So there are two things. One is front end, one is back end. The front end is for the users, for the end users, who is actually going to operate this from the customer point of view. The back end is for the configuration, who is actually responsible for configuring this particular thing here. Okay, so that is what we are going to have. Okay, so let's have this one. So now we are entering into the backend. So we are getting into the configuration part. So the T code for getting into the configuration is, okay, it is SPRO. Okay, the T code we are using for getting inside this backend configuration is the T code is SPRO for all the case. For all the configuration, if you want to enter inside the configuration page, you can able to have this SPRO as a T code. And there is an abbreviation for that. Okay, sometime they will ask you in the certification. So let me give you that abbreviation also here. Okay, so what is the abbreviation for SPRO? SPRO stands for, okay, it is SAP, okay, project, okay, reference, okay, object. Okay, SPRO stands for, okay, SAP project reference object. Sometimes, okay, it is not always. Okay, sometimes they might ask you in the certification. Okay, so you should be ready with that. Okay, so SAP project reference object, this is the abbreviation of SPRO here. Okay, so now after giving this, okay, you can give a tick mark here. Okay, just give a tick mark to enter, or just give an enter also. It will take you to the next page. You can see this is the next page, and here you have an option which is called as SAP reference IMG. This is the main option which will take you directly to the configuration page. Okay, so what is this SAP reference IMG? Even this also has a abbreviation here, so we can have that one. Okay, because we cannot expect, okay, what is the questions will be asked. Okay, so always we should be ready with all the questions. Okay, that will makes us confident. Whatever you ask, I'm ready to answer. That is the attitude a consultant should have. Okay, so SAP, okay, reference, okay, IMG, which stands for, okay, SAP reference, okay, it is implementation guide. Okay, so implementation guide. Okay, it is SAP reference implementation guide here. So this is the option we have here. Okay, so yes, so this are the two abbreviations just for your information. You can have it. Okay, whenever you want to use, you can use it. Yeah, so now you can see the SAP reference IMG is here. So just click on this SAP reference IMG. So it will directly take you to the configuration. This is actually the configuration page. This is actually the configuration page. All the configuration, all the module consultants will come here and for doing their configuration here. For an example, you can see the finance. Okay, they have a separate folder, and you can able to have, okay, so sales we have a separate folder, and middle management they have a separate folder. Okay, logistics separate, transportation, quality, plant maintenance, customer service, production, every particular module. Okay, what are the modules we have in SAP? Every particular module is having their own folder, so they can able to go there and they can able to work on that. So that is how it was designed. Okay, the design is actually made like that. Okay, but in terms of first thing, okay, so first thing we came here to build the enterprise structure, means a basement. Okay, the base foundation we are going to build here. So for that reason, what we are going to do, we are not going to our individual folders here. So instead of that, we are going for our enterprise structure. You can see the enterprise structure, we have a separate option on that. Okay, you can see a separate option on that. So we are going for that enterprise structure, and we are going to do that. So all the consultants will not come to the enterprise structure, because enterprise structure will not be applicable for all the modules. Only few modules is having this option. Okay, only few modules is having this option. Why few module is having this option? In the sense, for an example, just imagine, okay, just imagine. Okay, so just imagine here, okay, for an example, I'll just put one diagram. So you can put like, okay, this is an SAP, okay, this is an SAP, and this is divided into some parts. You just think like that. Okay, and you can say, okay, so this is sales, okay, and you can see this is finance, and you can see this is middle management, and maybe this is a plant maintenance, like that. Okay, this is an SAP. Okay, so the SAP is like, you just think like SAP is a country. This country will have some four districts. Just consist of, okay, this country has 4 states. Okay, the 4 states. Okay, so definitely if you just consider like a state, okay, every state will have its own boundaries, right? It will have its own boundaries. Okay, why it is having its own boundary? Because, okay, so if anyone wants to intrude, or if anyone wants to go out, so there should be a proper, okay, so connection, there should be a proper information should be required. That's why we are having this boundaries, that we have our own boundaries and territories. Same thing in SAP also, we are going to build our own boundaries and territories. So no one should come inside without our permission, and no one should go outside without our permission. So we should have our boundaries and territories. That is why we are building our structure here. Okay, so that is why this structure is building up. So if anyone is want to come inside, so they need to properly integrate with us. If anyone wants to go outside and interact, so there should be a proper thing. So everything we are going to make it clear. So that's why this boundaries are there. So not all the modules needs a boundaries. Okay, for an example, you can see, so the production planning, you can take a module called production planning, one of the most important module, doesn't have the enterprise structure. And you can take the quality management. Okay, so this is also important, it is not having the enterprise structure option. Okay, and go for the project system. Okay, so we don't have like that n number of modules are available which don't have the, okay, so enterprise structure option. It means SAP has given only for few modules where they can able to create the enterprise structure here. Okay, for an example, I can show you there. Get into the enterprise structure, you can see a small arrow button here. Okay, click on that, and there you can see 2 options. Okay, there are 2 options are available. One option is the definition. So definition means creation. Okay, we are going to create the individual elements, right? We have individual elements, sales organization, distribution channel, everything is an individual element. We need to create that individually. Okay, so that particular thing we have here. Okay, that we are going to create it over here. And second thing is an assignment. Assignment is nothing but, so we are going to assign that all together. For an example, individual element means you can see individually. Okay, these all things are individually we are going to create everything. And assignment means we are going to assign that. You can see, okay, the channel is going to assign to here, and division is going to assign here. Okay, the office is going to assign here. Okay, the group is going to assign. We need to connect each other. Okay, then only we can get a structure. Okay, so that is what we are going to do. Okay, so that is what this assignment is. First we need to define, then only we need to come for the assignment. And if you go for the definition part, okay, click on the definition part, there you can see only few modules. I told you, right, only few modules are available in this enterprise structure as per SAP standard. You cannot include or you cannot exclude something here. This is as per SAP standard template. You can see we have a finance, we have logistics, okay, we have a sales, okay, we have a service, okay, so we have a middle management, and we have plant maintenance, even we have HR. Okay, so but other than that, so other modules are not available. It doesn't mean that it is a big module should be having this enterprise structure, the small module should not have. There is no so like that kind of biasing here. Okay, even you can take this plant maintenance is one of the very smallest module comparing with all other things, but still it is there. It is not like that. So SAP has decided to give this territory, this boundary power only for the certain things, because which is having more integrations and all these things. Okay, that is why it is been there. Okay, so that is why we are using this. Okay, yes. So on the next session, what we are going to have is we are going to create all these elements as per our plan. So we are going to create all the elements individually, and we are going to do that as per our statement. Already we have a statement what to do. So we are going to create that and we are going to assign that. So with that, so we can able to create the structure for this. Then only actually we can start the rest of the process. Okay, so let's do it on the next session. Yes.